Imagine growing up in a family with 19 kids, millions of fans watching your every move on TV, and a dark secret hiding behind the cameras the entire time. That's the reality behind the Duggar family, and today we're diving into new claims swirling around Josh Duggar, the family's eldest son who's already serving time in federal prison. Reports and documentary claims suggest members of the family were pressured to stay silent about abuse for years before the public ever found out. We're going to walk through what's actually been confirmed, what remains speculation, and why this story keeps resurfacing even now. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how this family's public image crumbled, and what's happening with them today. For those who don't know, the Duggars became reality TV royalty back in the 2000s. Their show, originally called 17 Kids and Counting and later 19 Kids and Counting, gave millions of viewers a look inside their strict, faith-based lifestyle. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar built an entire brand around family values, modesty, and courtship instead of dating. Their eldest son, Josh, became something of a spokesperson for the family, even working in conservative political circles in Washington, D.C. for a time. But behind that wholesome image, there was a secret that would eventually destroy the family's reputation. Back in 2002 and 2003, when Josh was still a minor, he admitted to inappropriately touching several young girls, including 4 of his own sisters. At the time, the family chose to handle it internally rather than immediately involving law enforcement. That decision would come back to haunt them more than a decade later. In 2015, police reports detailing the incidents were leaked to the public, and the fallout was immediate. TLC cancelled the family's show, and the Duggars faced intense public scrutiny for the first time. That scandal set the stage for everything that followed, including a much more serious legal case that would eventually land Josh behind bars. Let's break down exactly how that happened. Fast forward to April 2021, and Josh Duggar's legal troubles took a dramatic turn. He was arrested in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and indicted on 2 federal counts related to receiving and possessing child pornography. Investigators said some of the material involved depicted the abuse of very young children. Josh pleaded not guilty, and the case moved toward trial. During a bail hearing, the judge overseeing the case noted just how serious the charges were, pointing out that the evidence presented against him was significant. She also referenced his past conduct from 2002 and 2003, noting the disturbing parallel that some of the children in the material were close in age to his own kids. Despite the gravity of the situation, Josh was granted release under strict conditions. He wasn't allowed to stay at his own home or even at a guest house on his parents' property. Instead, he had to live with family friends who agreed to supervise him, and he was barred from using any internet-connected devices while awaiting trial. As the case dragged on toward that summer, reports began circulating about growing tension within the Duggar family itself. A source close to the family told People magazine that the constant legal drama was creating real strain, even though many family members were reportedly trying to act like nothing had changed. That same source claimed Jim Bob preferred to avoid discussing the scandal altogether, suggesting it was bad for the family's public image and business interests. Not every sibling stayed quiet, though. Jinger Duggar and her husband Jeremy publicly called the allegations disturbing and said they wanted justice, setting them apart from the more reserved response coming from other family members. By December 2021, Josh was found guilty on both federal counts. In May 2022, he was sentenced to more than 12 years in federal prison. After the verdict, Jim Bob and Michelle finally broke their silence with a joint statement, calling the situation grievous and saying their hearts and prayers were with anyone harmed by child sexual abuse material. They also pledged support for Josh's wife, Anna, and their children, while saying they would continue loving and praying for Josh as they do all their children. Josh has repeatedly appealed his sentence, but so far, every appeal has been denied. He remains incarcerated at a federal correctional institution in Texas. Now here's where things get even more complicated. This isn't the only abuse allegation to hit the Duggar family. Reports have also surfaced involving Joseph Duggar, another of the siblings, who was accused of inappropriate contact with a minor during a family vacation. That case reportedly involved Joseph admitting his actions to both the alleged victim's father and to police. It's a stunning parallel to what happened with Josh years earlier, and it's reignited conversations about whether the family's pattern of handling serious allegations privately, rather than immediately involving authorities, may have repeated itself. As for the specific claim that Josh personally instructed family members to stay quiet, that detail comes from documentary reporting and unverified sourcing rather than confirmed court testimony, so it's important to treat that particular allegation as a claim rather than an established fact. Public reaction to this ongoing saga has been intense and divided. Many former fans of the show say they feel betrayed, having watched the family present themselves as wholesome role models for years while allegedly concealing serious issues. On social media, plenty of users have pointed to Jill Duggar, who has been more open about her strained relationship with her parents and has publicly supported efforts to hold Josh accountable. Other commenters have focused on Jinger and Jeremy's public statements, praising them for speaking out when other family members stayed quiet. Meanwhile, some longtime supporters of the family argue that Jim, Bob and Michelle have already addressed the situation publicly and deserve privacy moving forward. Entertainment outlets continue to cover every development closely, given the show's massive audience and the seriousness of the underlying allegations. Looking ahead, there's no indication that Josh's prison sentence will change anytime soon, since his appeals have consistently been denied. Joseph Duggar's case, on the other hand, may see further legal developments as it proceeds, and that's something worth watching closely. Additional family members have occasionally spoken publicly, so more statements from the Duggars could surface as these situations continue to unfold. So here's the bottom line. Josh Duggar's downfall stemmed from a pattern of abuse allegations dating back decades, culminating in a federal child pornography conviction and a lengthy prison sentence. His family's response has ranged from public support to public criticism, with siblings like Jinger speaking out while others, according to reports, have preferred silence. And now, a new allegation involving Joseph Duggar has brought fresh scrutiny to how this family handles serious accusations behind closed doors. What are your thoughts on this latest Duggar family update? Share your opinion in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another Duggar family update.